What's up, everyone? Kawaii here to react to the final episode of Grisaia Phantom Trigger. Last episode where we left off. Uh, Two big things happened. First of all, we got to see that the big fight between Rena and Kuroe. With Kuroe brutalizing Rena, and she was about to kill Rena, but then Jonah came in and saved the day. Although that wasn't supposed to happen in the VN. In the VN, it was Maki that came in and saved the day because Taiga killed her and all that. And the other big thing that happened was the fight between Haruto and Homura. Haruto coming in and saving Murasaki and Yuki. And that's when that scene is when Studio Bibury made one of the most baffling decisions in the anime, which was killing off Homura, who wasn't supposed to die in the visual novel. Also, they didn't adapt. They failed to adapt the harem, Haruto's little harem protagonist moment. So yeah, very to this still not a change that I'm particularly fond of, to say the least. So yeah, let's just see how this all ends. I don't know. Without further ado, let's just get on to it. Alright, everyone, here we go. The final episode of Grisaia Phantom Trigger. Well, at least we got to see some of the boogeyman. Just wish we got I just wish we got to see that during the Volume 3 adaptation, the Stargazer OVA. Yeah, they're not friends here. There's no camaraderie. They're all snakes. They only serve their own self-interests. Okay, so yeah, she's not dead yet. I'll say, of course, they could always change that later, concerning the anime. But for now, this is how it's supposed to be in the source material. And here we go.
は感じなくてもいいのかな。お前も何も変わらなかった。あいつと同じだ。俺はどうかな。お前の目的は師匠の敵。いや違うね。全然違う。これは葵のためなんかじゃない。ただの憂さ晴らしだ。敵を撃ったところで死んだ人間は戻ってくる。そう。けど毎朝起きて考えるんだ。俺の大事な人を殺した奴が今ものうのうと生きている。ただそいつが二度と泣いたり笑ったりできなくしてやるだけでどれだけスカッとするんだろう。なるほど。アクション。ただ男に必要とされるためだけに生きてるのは虚しくないから。
Damn. I mean, to be fair, Haruto, Rena is also from Hollow House, so you could say the same thing about her. Just saying. Haruto's not a gun person. Ooh. Not sure if it's the end for Haruto. Oh, an Aoi flashback. Oh, the dam gave way. Water's flooding in. Yeah. Too bad TFA don't have bulletproof suits. There it is. Ain't this poetic? Inishi shot Ichiru in the torso, and now when Inishi shot in the torso, guess who's coming to visit him? Ichiru. Damn, right in his face! Secondhand smoke right in his face! Once again, going back to the justice talk. Oh, there it is. Seems like everywhere Haruto goes, there's always a woman collapsing on him. Oh. Wait a minute. Nogami, I know, unleashing her kicks of fury.
本部に戻り次第ソードは撤収させろ。
行かせてくれよ。ダメです。私が葵君から頼まれてるんです。
撤収命令だ。ソード隊を即撤収。
特訓が終わったんですか？
ああ、正確には撤収が完了したところで終了だがね。
葵君もだったわ。
私とミンちゃんの部隊がしんがりだ。死体の半分、満足に力すら入らん体で現場に出ても余計な。
No way.
私が行く。行こう前はダメだ。お前も分かってるだろ。姉さん。本当に撤収なんですか？葵君を待つところ。せめて明るくなるのを待って、それからでも。
ダメだ。すでに正義の部隊が現地に向かっている。我々ソードは裏の組織だ。正規の部隊が到着する前に一人残らず現場を去らなければいけない契約が。
守らなければ我々の帰国までの支援も全て打ち切られます。
そういうことだ。まあ、中にはあえて帰国しない者たちもいる。
どういうことですか？
いわゆる恩赦というか、代わりに今まで生きてきた過去は抹消したり、この異国の地で世間と離れて生きていくことは正直辛いだろうし、そのくらい戦いにうんざりしている兵士たちがいるんだ。
多くの人たちが自分の信じる何かのために戦い、命を絶った。ソードはその日のうちにベースキャンプを立ち、さらに次の日には日本に向かった。完成に浸る時間が与えられず、数日後にはいつもの日常に戻っていくことになる。それは強烈な体験で、普通の日常とは何なのかわからなくなる。
What?
葵君がいないこと、彼女たちがここまでボロボロになりながら戦わなくてはいけない。
Are you serious? This is what they're going for?
上がってくるはずなのに、私はただその現実をすんなりと受け入れていた。
Okay, 6 months later.
毎度いくつもここまでいわくつきの連中を集められるものだね。そのための学園だった。去る者がいるからこそ現れる者がいる。これは来るのですね。珍しく感想的です。今さ、私を鬼か何かだと思ってる？いいえ。とりあえずこの荷物はスタッフ上層部からの贈り物だよ。こっちに優秀なのもよしですから。
だいぶ来てたわね。
そういうお前はあいつに似てきたな。
端の方はもういいの？
歩くだけだな。全くもうさあ、家に帰ろうか。
まだこっちに荷物が届いてないから、今日ホテルに泊まる？兄弟、思い出させずにごめんなさい。でもなんとなく懐かしいけど、忘れたら忘れでいい。その方がいい気がするし、そういう私もいろんなことを忘れてしまった気がする。
Haha, she's eating tomatoes.
やっぱり当たらないじゃない。あんたがいちいちうるさいからよ。大丈夫。みんな最初はそんなものであります。それでは少し休憩するでありますよ。
I remember something like this back in the, you know.
だって子供は苦手であります。野原殿、後で牛丼特盛りでありますよ。
いいか、戦後でのお姫様の話。
Oh shit!
友達に聞きゃてめえら私のマスターで悪口言ってんじゃねえぞ
Now you pissed off two of. Now you pissed off two of Taiga's friends. Oh, you guys are in for it now.
お前たち何をやっているおとなしく部屋で待てと言っただろうが私らは打ち出していいかもしれではさっさと美浜に帰るぞ
So young, it's like she's already raising two children. Are those the? How do you even get? How does she even get the swords if there's no Haruto? Oh, so we actually do get okay. We do actually get Patrick's side of things. Yeah. Yeah, they got proper names now. I mean, I understand the reference, but... 'So, Rena's like, go on a quest to look for him? Okay, well, I guess that's some character. He's like, wait, I think I've seen you around. I think I've seen you before. Wow, at least they kept Rena's eye patch. Or, like, disfigurement. The song's pretty sweet, though, I will say that. Final episode was so good, my ass.
俺は6巻守る
All right, well, I'm pretty sure the last few couple minutes are just yeah, banter.
シンギュラリティアドベンチャー
Wait, 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 wait.
グリザイアファントムトリガーシンギュラリティアドベンチャー
What? Oh, wait, what?
努力俺はこの世界を長い期間守る友情俺はこの世界を友達と一緒に守る一つにまとめられそうなセリフ次回グリザイアファントムトリガーシンギュラリティアドベンチャー乞うご期待原作リスペクト
I'm sorry, what?
炎上するパターン
What is Singularity Adventure?
何かしらの新作を待つことにするそれではまたどこかでお会いする日までバイバイ
What is Singularity? Wait, 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 wait. Hold on. What? Yeah, what is Singularity Adventure? That's what? So, man. I mean, okay, well, whatever Singularity Adventure is, I mean, yeah, I don't know what that is. I hope Singularity Adventure is a readaptation of the Phantom Trigger series. You know, I hope Singularity Adventure actually is like it's a readaptation of Phantom Trigger and actually includes, you know, cut content from the source material, you know, an actual proper adaptation of the Phantom Trigger series. That would be dope. Because what happened here... Oof. Okay, so after recording this, I actually went back and watched the Chris and Murasaki after credits banter in its entirety, and it turns out that Grisaia's Singularity Adventure, that is most likely just a joke. Because it started off with Chris like making up the story about how Haruto like merges with a dragon and then goes to a world of magic or something. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be an actual new series coming out. Again, I don't think. I mean, that's kind of what it made it sound like. Another thing I want to point out is this line right here, where it seems like Biberi is fully aware that they are deviating from the source material, and it looks like they're good. This is in response to people like me, who is well, not too pleased with the deviations from the source material. And here's what I'll say. You know what? First of all, at least I gotta respect Biberi for at least being aware. Yeah, at least being aware of what they're doing. However, I still don't think that necessarily excuses. I don't think that necessarily excuses what they've done, and it doesn't really change my opinion of this adaptation as a whole. I mean, yes, they do have. It is up to them. They do have, I guess, the freedom and liberty to, you know, create their own interpretation of the source material. But I still have the right, you know, as a viewer and a VN reader, I still have the right to criticize and have my own opinions on the adaptation as a whole. Especially when the adaptation, like the changes, especially when their interpretations of the story don't necessarily lead to a better narrative than the source material. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Anyways, back to my thoughts. But yeah, that was Grisaia Phantom Trigger. So as usual, I'm going to start off with just my thoughts on this episode, and then I'm going to move to my overall thoughts on this anime as a whole. So what I think about this episode, overall, I think you guys can probably tell from my facial reactions throughout this video that I'm still absolutely miffed. it's like Bieber just had to fuck things up one last time before they end the anime. Oh, jeez. Alright, well, actually, I think it's better, yeah, I think at this point, it's better if I just go through the episode, one more time. That's how I'm gonna, express my thoughts properly. So, yeah. Haruto killing off Kale, that's pretty, don't really have any thoughts on that. It's good though, because, you know, Kale was it was Khaled's fault that, you know, all those soldiers and stuff in the TFA side were suffering. Oh yeah, the scene where, yeah, Jaja was wounded and had the computer and all that. So yeah, in the VN, Jaja was actually supposed to survive, and afterwards she would end up working for Mihama Academy, so Sword. But in the anime, it seems like, yeah, it seems like Bieber has zero intention of letting anybody from the TFA side live. That's why they kill off Homura, and I think it's fair to say that's how the, you know, Jaja is killed off in the anime as well. I mean, again, I guess I kind of understand why they did it, since Homura and Jaja, they didn't really serve that. They weren't really crucial when it came to the plot of Volume 8. But still, I mean, it's like, it's like how many anime adaptations out there kill off a character that wasn't supposed to die in the source material? Okay, the scene between, the final fight between Haruto and Kuroe. First of all, once again, they switched up the scenery of this whole fight. So this actually took place in a bright, like, indoor, kind of modern futuristic type facility. And here it takes place in, like, what, a water treatment plant, or, like, I guess inside the dam or something. But yeah, for the most part so far, the fight was pretty good. The fight between Haruto and Kuro was pretty good. Like the brief flashback with Aoi. Not sure if that was in the. Don't remember if that was in the visual novel. I think maybe it was. Okay, this whole talk between Ichiru and Inishi. I actually did not expect this to be that long. To go on for this long. I think this was longer than how it went on in the visual novel. I don't remember them having such a conversation about justice and all that. But other than that, this was pretty faithful. I mean, Ichiru did get to see Inishi when he was wounded one last time. And it's the scene where Kuroe is on her deathbed. So this is another scene where, once again, you are given a choice in the VN. You can either choose to have Haruto kill Kuroe, or you can have Haruto spare her life. And how it goes is, well, actually, no. Before I get to that, this is another choice where, yeah, the result is completely inconsequential. if you choose the good end, with having back then with having Arisaka load Toka's bullets, then yeah, well, Kuroe living or dying makes absolutely no difference when it comes to the ending of the whole series. But yeah, if you chose to let Kuroe, if you chose to spare Kuroe, then what happens is she ends up going to Enishi's location, but it's too late because Enishi is already dead. And Kuroe, she just starts breaking down crying. She starts mourning the loss of her master. You know, the only person that matters to her in her life. And she basically says, you know, Sensei, you never told me what to do in this situation because Enishi and Kuroe, I think it's pretty clear they never really had that talk. You know, what happens if Enishi were to die? What is she supposed to do with her life? I think, yeah, Haruto and Rena, you know, it was touched upon. They touched upon that subject during the sword side, but never on the TFA side. And then at the end of that scene, it was heavily implied that it was either clear or at least heavily implied that Kuroe just ended up committing suicide. However, if you chose to kill Kuroe, then not much happens afterwards. Haruto chops off her head, and yeah, and he just returns back to base. Okay, here's where... Yeah, okay, first of all, okay, this is where things get weird. First of all, yeah, difference, the visual novel, if Haruto ends up killing Kuroe, then I'm pretty sure he decapitates her, but in this, he just sticks her sword in her. That difference is whatever. You know, it's not too bad. This is where things get weird. Haruto walks through the water, wounded. You're not sure if he's gonna make it. This is not supposed to happen in the good end. This happens in the bad end. This is referencing the bad end. So, essentially what the anime is choosing to do is fuse both the events from the good end and the bad end together. I guess Biburi is choosing to pay homage to both endings? But then, of course, the question is, why? Yeah, everything after this, the events are pretty much almost unrecognizable. I'm sorry, but yeah, everything after the Kuroe fight, it's pretty much anime original. Oh, because yeah, Haruto was not supposed to die in the. No. Haruto. I mean, I guess Haruto technically didn't die in the anime either. He's like MIA. He's missing, but still, that's not supposed to happen. In the good end. In the good end, he just returns to base, and then everyone in Sword just, you know, flies off back to Mihama. Safe and sound. That's it. So, I can't wrap my head around this. I can't wrap my head around. And then we get to the the part. Wait, actually, hold on. Okay, before we get to the Toka in the grave scene, there's something I want to. Okay. Okay, when I first saw this, I didn't think much of it. No, I did think much of it actually, but I wasn't sure if it was a reference. But now that I'm looking at it again, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure this is an Easter egg or like an homage. Okay, so basically, what I'm trying to get at here is that this scene where Ichiru says, "I'm amazed that they always manage to gather this many girls with shady backgrounds." They're talking about new students. I think what they're referencing here is the events of Grisaia Chronos Trigger. The next Grisaia series after Phantom Trigger. No, not Chronos Trigger. Grisaia Chronos Rebellion. The next Grisaia series after Phantom Trigger. Because for those who don't know what Chronos Rebellion is about, so basically, it follows a new cast of characters, of Grisaia characters, but it also includes both Phantom Trigger characters and Yuji and the girls from the original Grisaia trilogy. And all three of those casts of characters play a huge part in the story of Grisaia Chronos Rebellion. So it definitely seems like this short piece of dialogue is a reference to Chronos Rebellion. See, now I'm thinking, with the mention of Grisaia Phantom Trigger, Singularity or whatever. See, now I'm wondering, is that gonna adapt the events of Chronos Rebellion? Or maybe that's gonna be like a prologue for Chronos Rebellion? Many, many questions I have with that. Of course, there's a chance that, I'm completely wrong, and this is... and this is just like, they're just talking about a cast of nobodies. That's also a possibility. And yeah, the scene with Megumi teaching a group of students in sniping. Yeah, Toka is supposed to join her in on this. Or at least Jonah lives. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was also in the that was in volume 8 at least. And yeah, I think everything after this is... Oh, no. There's a scene with Patrick and the kids. Yeah, this was also in the... This was also pretty faithful. Patrick he does end up taking care of all these boys. Ends up becoming like a mentor type figure to them. That was done pretty well. And this shot right here, this is a reference to this is the final CG, the final shot of Phantom Trigger. However, it's a little bit different because the helmet is actually supposed to go on the stock of the AK, but for some reason they put the helmet on the ground. And yeah, afterwards, where he ends up meeting Rena, who's searching for her. So I'm pretty sure she does have the eye patch in the VN. But yeah. So, what actually was supposed to happen is that, yeah, Haruto was supposed to live, and then 6 months later, he actually ends up cutting his hair, which is a shame because I actually did like his long hair. But yeah, Haruto still had sword. He ends up cutting his hair, and it pretty much just looks like a generic shonen boy look. But it's significant though because now, because that's supposed to imply that Haruto he's finally moving on from his past. He's no longer ridden with guilt over the death of Aoi. He's finally able to be his own boy. Because that's one of the biggest reasons why he grew his hair long in the first place. It's as if he's trying to become like Aoi, who also had long hair. And maybe this also implies that he's gone over his fear of, scissors operating near his ear. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about I think that's pretty much all I have to say when it comes to my thoughts on this episode as a source material reader. Overall, it's pretty much just as disappointing and baffling as the rest of Volume 8. Just as disappointing and baffling as the rest of the Volume 8 adaptation. That's what I think about this. What I think about this anime as a whole. I really wanted to like this more. I was so hyped for this. Because, for the first volume, the adaptations of Volume 1 and 2. Volume 1 was kind of pretty rushed, not as good, not the best adaptation. Volume 2 was better, was definitely a better adaptation. And then Volume 3 was really good. A really good adaptation of the Stargazer OVA was a really good adaptation of Volume B, in my opinion. So it definitely seems like, Bieber was on the uptrend when it comes to adapting the events of Volume, when it comes to adapting events of Phantom Trigger. So that's why I was, pretty damn hyped for them to adapt the rest of the series, or at least, further adapt the Grisaia Phantom Trigger series, because I was really interested in seeing how they were going to adapt, other installments in the Phantom Trigger series, because I'm a source material reader. I have playthroughs of Volumes 5 through 8. I also have playthroughs of Chronos Rebellion. And I also did playthroughs of Volumes 1 through 4, but I was back on my old channel, which is no longer exists. But yeah, I played through every single installment in Phantom Trigger. So yeah, I was really excited to see how everything was going to look in anime form. And, okay, the first half of the anime wasn't so bad. Volume 4 adaptation, really good. Volume 5 adaptation, terrible. Volume 6 adaptation, not as good as Volume 4, but better than Volume 5. The first half, it didn't disappoint me as much. Except for Volume 5, the Volume 5 adaptation. And then we got to the second half. And first of all, they just had to adapt the rest. They just had to rush it and adapt the rest of the series all on one go. Like the entire Volumes 4 through 8 all in one core. They just had to rush through that shit. It's a decision that I still don't agree with. But they did it anyways. Volume 7, can't say much on that. Because Volume 7 is probably one of my least favorite, if not my least favorite installment in the Phantom Trigger series. So yeah, Volume 5 adaptation I don't really give a shit about. Volume 8, however. They completely butchered it. It's like a Frankenstein adaptation. It's like a Frankenstein amalgamation. It's completely gutted. It's unrecognizable. Like, it's like for the Volume 8 adaptation, like, B-Bury just... It's like they fired their previous room of writers and they just brought in new people. Like, a whole bunch of new people that have no connection, that have no familiarity with the source material. Or they told the writers, hey, yeah, we don't want it to be too faithful to the source material because who watched this is gonna want that, you know? Who's gonna actually, what source material reader, which VN reader is actually gonna want something that's faithful to the source material? No, let's just fuck all that and just do our own thing. Yeah, this is what I've been saying. This is what I mean when I say that B-Bury, I don't understand what goes through their mind. Like, there's just so many really questionable at best decisions when it came to the adaptation of Volume 8. And I guess the same could be said for the anime adaptation as a whole. But yeah, overall, as a source material reader, guys, just go watch the VN. I mean, just go play the VN. Like, even if you don't feel like paying for the money, first of all, I do think it's worth it. I do think the adaptations are worth the money. But second of all, even if you don't feel like paying for it, go pirate it. I don't care. I don't officially work for Front Wing. Go pirate it. I still want you to experience the events of the visual novel in some way and form. Not through the anime adaptation. I want you to experience it in its authenticity. What the anime did to the source material. I mean, I did say before, yes, they did do some things right. They do some things better than the source material. They did do some things that I really like. But for the most part, I just can't call this a good adaptation of Phantom Trigger. So yeah, for the most part, it was a mostly disappointing adaptation. I really wish I had such high hopes for B-Bury. I really thought they could have pulled this off. Like, if they just adapted volumes 4 through 6 in this core and actually stuck to the source material and actually was actually faithful to the source material, I think this anime would have been a whole lot better. Like, if they just saved 7 and 8 for like a different core and actually stayed faithful to the source material, this adaptation would have been peak. But yeah, it didn't play out that way. Well, I guess we just got to see what Phantom Trigger's singularity. Yeah, Singularity Adventure. Yeah, I guess we'll have to see what that anime is all about. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys next time.